Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Vic from Vic's Basement Brewcast, brought to you by South Jersey Beer Scene, southjerseybeerscene.com, Facebook, Instagram. Also, make sure you check out our YouTube channel, where you can see all of this and other programs such as Alexis Drinks. And John also has a program once a month with Cape May Brewing. So stay tuned to that YouTube channel for more. And again, go to YouTube and you can subscribe to our various programs that we have. So good night. I hope you liked the new look that we had. We had a brand new opening, and I hope you're seeing this brand new screen we have for the Zoom. Thanks to my son Vic for doing the engineering and getting this all set up. It looks pretty cool from my end. I know even our guest and Richard can't see it right now, but believe me, it's going to look great when you all see it. So thank you so much. Richard, how are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you, sir?
Good, good. We're doing Zoom. I think we're going to be getting out there in person soon
Oh, they're nice, aren't they?
and seeing people. We did the show with Manafurkin last week, so I have two very special guests with us today. We get to talk to a lot of cool people.
We do.
We get to talk to a lot. We have two of the coolest people in the brewing industry, especially in South Jersey here with us. We have Jeff Greco from Heavy Reel Brewing. Jeff,
Going
hey,
on, guys?
how you doing? Jeff has been on the show several times. He is a person of much celebrity as well as notoriety with us. And we have now this is the first time that we've actually had Zach Pashley from Gusto on the Basement Brewcast. So welcome, Zach.
Guys, thanks for having me. I
Uh,
saw that invitation to Vic's Basement, and I was hoping I'd be able to get there, but as
uh,
close as I could get.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
later on in the year we'll get you down here. You can see we are down in the basement recording this show here. Um, and also Zach and Jeff, both Coast Guard veterans. So thank you both for your service. And only appropriate, this is Military Appreciation Month. And Rich and I talk a lot about our folks in the military and what you do for us. So thank you guys both for your service. Much appreciated, both of you.
Yeah,
So
no
Thanks for your
doubt.
support.
now, before we get started talking with Zach and Jeff, I just want to do a little tribute here. A very brief one. What I have here, I don't know how well you can see it. This is Garden State Brewery's Robust American Porter. Now, we have someone down at Garden State Brewery. He is actually leaving.
Oh,
Adam Curnow, brewer down at Garden State Brewery, is actually moving to Nashville. He's going to be working with one of the breweries there. So he's also John's son-in-law, but not only a great brewer, but a great guy. So I just wanted to have one of their beers here. Wish Adam the best of luck. He's been on the show a couple of times with us here also. Best of luck and best of success down there in Nashville. So
true.
okay, now Jeff and Zach, two great breweries. Now I know you've both grown a lot since you've opened several years ago. Jeff, you've come a long way since that cold night that I in Seaside in the wintertime where I knocked on a door and Jesse and your mother-in-law were saying, "Who the hell is this guy knocking on the door?" Construction was still going on inside the brewery, but why don't you tell people where you are and what your big plans are coming up? Because you do have some big plans.
Yeah, so we have a new building at 1520 Boulevard, so about 6 blocks away. We went really big this time on our brewing system, so we'll have enough beer to stay open, 5 to 7 days a week, and we should be opening up here in about 2 weeks.
Nice, nice. Jeff, have you brewed on the new system yet?
We passivated it. We haven't brewed on it yet, though.
Okay.
First brew day, I think, is going to be next Tuesday.
Oh, nice, nice. Did you get all of your equipment set up in the right place that you wanted and everything?
Yeah, yep, it's finally all set.
I know I was a big help lifting that mash tun for you and
You were.
everything when I was there. So we got a lot of work done. Some manual labor along with the
Yeah.
pictures, Richard.
Oh, that sounds like good times.
Now, Zach is Gusto Brewing. And Zach, when did you guys open?
We opened December of 2018. So right at the, right. We just made our mark of when we wanted to get in the year. So, yeah.
Yeah. Now, you also, you recently actually expanded your brew house there too?
We did. So we started we had a 1 barrel that we would double batch into 8 different 2-barrel fermenters. And in January of 2020, we got a 3.5 barrel brew house. And then just in January of this year, we finished upgrading we got rid of all the 2-barrel stuff and 3.5 barrel unit tanks, 6 of them. So again, just similar to what Jeff was saying, it's opening us up to be open a little more often, a little more accessible. So it makes my job as the cellarman a lot easier. So life is good.
Are you the cellarman? Dan does most of the brewing nowadays?
He does. Yeah. When we first started, we both did it, but like he's more inclined. Like we kind of just double teamed everything in the beginning, and then we kind of divide and conquer, and we're just kind of fall into our fortes, and it's cool. Yeah, Dan Patella, he's been with me since the beginning. That guy's a rock star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, Zach, I still had one of the weirdest experiences ever when we did South Jersey Beer Scene at your place.
Yeah.
I was wearing a Bob Ross t-shirt that a friend gave me, and everybody is running around pointing at me, and I'm like, it's one of those weird things. Like, I'm not in any way famous, so that can't be it. I'm like, there's technically my picture on a radio station, but it can't be that. They can't all be South Jersey Beer Scene fans. Can't be that. And then I turned around and you had Bob Ross playing in like loop on the back on your TV. It was like first time I'd ever worn that shirt, and you just happen to have it on the TV, and everybody's pointing to me in the TV, and I'm like, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why for an hour everybody was pointing at my T-shirt.
Yeah, you're used to them pointing at you for other reasons?
I'm used to nobody pointing at me ever. I do the whole job of being in the background usually. So when somebody's pointing at me, it's either because I've done something wrong usually. And I'm like, is there something on me, you know?
Richard, are we going to get into one of those 2-hour paranormal conversations like we did last week?
We could.
Yeah.
I mean, look, now two administrations have said that UFOs are real and put evidence out, and the entire collective of America went, cricket. Oh, let's get back into politics now. They could have cared less. What, 40, 50 years of covering up in movies and pop culture and all this stuff about aliens not being real, or, super investigations, ruining people's lives even, like Bob Lazar or George Knapp. Yeah. And they finally say, yep, it's real. And everybody's like, eh.
Well, Richard, I will tell you this. If we ever wanted to make sure that this does not see the light of day, we'll talk for 2 hours about paranormal and UFOs. And
right.
This will never be on the South Jersey Beer Scene YouTube channel. That is for sure. So, Jeff, we're going to come back over to you. First of all, Zach and Jeff, both of you. Jeff, your hair used to be longer.
Oh, it's really long. I haven't cut it. It's just up.
Yeah, it's up. And
that's why I thought you cut it.
Zach, you very recently, I actually didn't even recognize you when I went into the brewery. You got a haircut. Do you feel you've lost any of your power since you got your haircut?
Whatever I lost in power, I gained in comfort. So it's all good because it was just too hot, man. It was too much. I cut it off in January because this is going to be the summer of Zach, and I just needed to get prepped. You know what I mean?
There you go. Now, Jeff, let's talk about your move to move up the road and I would say your new location's probably 5 times bigger than the old one. Am I underestimating by saying that, or am I overestimating?
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. What I like about your new location I went there is you kind of kept the same design that you had with the original location, with the whitewash brick in the back behind the bar, and the wood panels on there. So we're experiencing some Zoom issues here. Okay, we lost Richard again. Okay, Richard, we will wait till you come back. I am not Richard Rabick, even though that's what it may said. We are flipped around here a little bit. Richard, you are now Jeff Greco. And I am Richard Rabick now.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Zach, you're Vic's Villa, so you're the host now.
Upgrade.
You're the host. Now you get a raise. You get a raise. The new location, Jeff, that you have. Um, what are you looking forward to most there, aside from opening? I know we had this conversation. What are you looking forward to doing there most?
Just being able to have more beer for people to drink, distribute a little bit. Just not having the constant stress that I'm sure Zach feels the same of like not having enough beer. That's always like was a stress for the past 3 years. So just like having enough beer to go around for everybody.
Now the old system was what, about 2 barrels?
Yeah, it was like 2.5, 3, depending on the style.
And the new one is 10 barrels.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Does that mean you'll have beer getting out into the market, or strictly you're still going to be just in house?
We'll have a couple accounts that will sell beer to draft
Nice.
and cans.
Now let's talk about some of your beers. Now, this probably will not be seen before you go, but you're doing a sour festival this coming weekend. Now we're actually recording this on May 17th, so you're actually doing a sour festival this weekend. Why don't you tell us now, since this isn't going to air probably till after that? Why don't you tell us how that sour festival was, Jeff?
Oh man,
Now
it was
what?
wild, crazy, fun. Man, wish it never ended.
Well, tell us a little bit about it, because you've participated in this before, correct?
No, this is our first year.
This is your first time?
Yeah, first time getting invited.
Oh, nice, nice. Now that's actually one of your specialties is the sours there. Am I correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Now I am drinking here. This is the Dole Whip,
Oh, nice.
which is part of your the thick series of
That
beers
one's
that you
actually
have.
the Love series.
That's the Love series. Why don't
Yep.
you talk a little bit about the series? Because I know you have the thick series and you also have the other ones. Why don't you talk a little bit about what they represent and where you came up with those ideas?
Yeah. So the thick one is just what it says it is. It's a thicker mouthfeel than the Love series. Pretty much just fruit, or Atlantic sea salt, and that's it in that beer. And then the Love series is sour, but that's kind of the one where we go crazy with and make whatever concoctions that kind of come to mind. And yeah, has just can do anything in that series. So they're alike but different.
How far down the pucker wagon did you go in the Love series?
I would say our sours are probably the most sour in New Jersey or even in the country.
You're really pushing that sour envelope.
Yeah, I have a little proprietary way that we sour twice, re-ferment, a bunch of different things we do.
Nice.
Now this particular one, the Dole Whip, if anyone watching out there has ever been to Disney World and had the Dole Whip, what is it? It's like an ice cream, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like pineapple vanilla ice cream.
This tastes just like it. This tastes just like it. So, Richard, you drink this, it'll remind you of Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, etc. If you drink this.
Anytime I can drink and get a Disney thought in my head, it's a good day.
Really, really nice. Now the new location, anything going to be different there than from the old one, Jeff? Aside from it being bigger and more people being able to fit inside.
As far as like what we do, it's not really going to change. We'll have I don't know, more options for people to take home. We can do any growlers, cans, you name it. But other than that, man, it's just kind of opening it up and getting it back to normal, get back into the flow.
How long is the movement taking? When did you guys start moving?
We started last January before COVID, so like a year and change.
Right.
So yeah, it's been a struggle, but we see the light at the end of the tunnel now.
Yeah, it's a pandemic. That's not too shocking, though.
Yeah,
because you've been talking
pandemic.
You've been talking about it for a while, and
yeah.
Zach, I know even your expansion, you were waiting to expand the brew house like right at the beginning of the pandemic, and you had to hold off a little bit with it.
Well, we when we expanded the brew house, we had already ordered it before COVID was a thing. We were using it like 3 months before the lockdown, and that was all part of the plan. We were brewing two. Now we didn't have to double batch, so Dan was living his best life. And in terms of the unit tanks for the cellar, to really because we go upgrade the brew house, but unless we upgrade the fermentation, we're not really putting out any more beer. We're just able to do it slightly more efficiently. So when it was late 2020, like in the summer of 2020, that we finally pulled the trigger, and we're just like hoping and praying that things would kind of shape up and make it a decision worthwhile getting all the new tanks. And it's been great. Like, it's the community, the folks that come and visit, they're rallying around small business right now, and it's pretty tight.
Yeah, that's nice. And you actually did a nice job with your outside seating during the pandemic too.
Oh, we were really fortunate because I think the ABC, right out of the gate, we tried to get it approved, and the ABC said it was cool. Municipality was on board. There was some little hiccup along the line where somebody didn't understand what we were trying to do, and the COVID kind of was the pry bar to get it done. So we built it to last, and we'll go for all the final permissions when everything kind of dies down.
Yeah. Now, right now, they extended the outdoor, didn't they?
They did. To my understanding, it is through November 2022.
Wow.
Nice.
So we have a little time for them to process our application for permanent expansion of premises. So.
Yeah, and Jeff, you have a little area outside of your new place are they going to let you put some tables out there, or you don't know yet?
For COVID outdoor seating, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So
that's good.
That's on the list of things to do.
Now, Zach, am I correct if I say that you are the southernmost brewery in New Jersey?
We are.
You can't go any further south.
I mean, you can, but you'd have to go like onto the island, and there aren't any breweries on the island. And then kind of, I guess, slightly northeast of us is Cold Spring by a couple miles. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're exit 0, so it's pretty neat.
Well, if you go a half a mile further from your place, you're basically in the Delaware Bay.
Right. Yeah, it's almost exactly a mile from the ferry terminal. Yeah.
Right there.
Right.
Richard,
that's it.
What were you saying?
No, I was saying it's exactly it. They're so close to the ferry terminal. I mean, they're really the first stop in for anybody coming over the ferry. And like you said, there's one north and east 2 miles from you, but you really are like right when you come off the ferry, you're there.
Now,
yeah, and that was part of the reason. We chose location. It's like being in proximity to that, but also throughout Calumet County, you've got some. There's 10 of us now, and for the most part, they're pretty spread. They're spread out pretty well. But I kind of like it's our own little corner of the world. Like, it's the end of the earth. You know what I mean? And that's good and bad at times, but it's kind of nice. We're like forgotten about in ways if there's anything going on, but. It's been cool.
Yeah, now you're lifelong down there. You've been down there your whole life. Am I correct, Zach?
Sure have. Yep. It's well, my wife grew up like right here in Lower Township, North Calumet area. I actually grew up in Marmora, which is still Calumet County, but right outside Ocean City. Mm-hmm. But we've been living here for 9, almost 10.
We got a little freeze up there from 2 cameras.
I think that last word was 10.
10. It was the last word was 10. We'll let Zach come back. Are you back, Zach?
I am back. And was it my connection?
Yeah, we lost you momentarily there. It's okay. Now, this is one of the cans from Gusto. And one of the things, my son was down here when he was setting up some of the technology, was looking at the artwork on this can. Now, I know both of you have some intriguing artwork. Now, this is your own creation on this one. I'm drinking right now. This is Soft Handshake. Oof. So tell me a little bit about your drawings on here.
Yeah, so for almost everything, none of us are incredibly artistic. We work with David McCumber, who's we've been friends for years, a hyper local artist, again, born and raised down here. And we just shoot over ideas to him, and I think he really likes working with breweries and likes working with us because it's a different avenue to get creative. When I say, hey, just here's the theme, just doodle a bunch of crap so that when people look at it more than once, they're constantly like finding new, depth to the art. And he throws like a bunch of 80s and 90s and sci-fi nostalgia. It's cool.
Now, Richard, after you had one of those re-fermented, the bottles you had there,
Yeah.
that you got from Manafurkin, you could have a field day looking at some of these little doodles on here, which I guess might be called cosmic doodles, Zach.
Bingo.
So
that was the inspiration.
now, in reading like the descriptions of some of the beers, and a lot of the breweries have some great descriptions, but the beers at Gusto, they're almost Shakespearean, the descriptions. Now, Zach, since you have a little bit of thespian in you, we've seen some of the videos from Gusto. And again, check out Gusto's Facebook page, YouTube, etc. Would you mind reading your description of Cosmic Doodles?
I will. And if you want a more dramatic version, you definitely can visit Instagram because I tried to recreate it and recreate a certain scene. It didn't work. But you ready, Vic? Here it goes. This is an otherworldly double IPA, as vast as imagination, yet timeless as the sum of its elements. It is the middle ground between dank, drippy hop lagoons and craters overflowing with ripe equatorial jungle candy. Somewhere between science and art, it lies between the pit of man's desire and the summit of his enterprise. This is the dimension of discovery. It's a zone we call Cosmic Doodles. In other words, brewed with British Maris otter, flaked wheat, milk, sugar, hopped with Citra Mosaic and Simcoe. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice.
Richard, can you guess? Richard, you know what show that was from, right?
Richard.
You don't have to.
Sounds
Vic,
like Sounds like the Twilight Zone to me.
That's where is that Twilight Zone? Yeah. Okay.
It is. I don't know why.
See, but the thing is, out of all of you guys here, I'm the only one old enough to remember the first run of the Twilight Zone. All of the William Shatner and Burgess Meredith episodes, etc., and so forth. So now let's talk a little bit about beer. Now tell me about this beer that I have. This is Soft Hands. So Zach, tell me a little bit about this beer.
Yep, Soft Handshake started as I think Dan had something out in Nashville that inspired him. It was just a dry hop pale lager. So first one we tried, this was probably in our first 8 months of being open, was like a Citra dry hop Soft Handshake. And then we did a Sriracha Ace version, which we loved. And then we just went on. We did Mosaic, Centennial, Motica, all sorts of different like final hop editions. And when we're like, you know what, we just need to settle on Soft Handshake. The Sriracha was our favorite. So it's that Sriracha Ace Japanese hop that just puts off cool dill and lemongrass. It's you get all that nice lager flavor with like a unique zest to it, which we really dig.
It's really nice, very nice and crisp. It's a good summer beer.
Yeah, I agree. Cheers.
Jeff.
Crusher.
Oh,
Jeff.
yeah. What's going on?
What are you drinking right now? What do you got there?
A mojito.
A mojito.
Whoa.
Every night. Yep. Every night.
Every night. After you're done work, you come home and you have a mojito?
Yeah, Jesse and I have a couple mojitos.
Now, you also have some interesting names for some of your beers also. Drowning Clown, I guess, is one of your epic names.
Yeah, definitely.
For one of your beers. Why don't you talk a little bit about Drowning Clown? Is that an IPA? That's an IPA, as I remember.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep. Yeah, it's just a Citra Mosaic IPA. The name comes from the Funtown Pier Boardwalk. It had like the creepy looking clowns. And when Sandy hit, they washed away. So, Drowning Clown, that was just the first name. We're like, yeah, sounds badass. We'll just go with that.
That is great.
Yeah, it is badass. I had it at AC Beer Fest when we met for the first time in person in 2019. Yeah, and that was baller.
Are we all prepared for?
It's all reliable.
Are we all prepared for AC Beer Fest? Everybody ready for this summer fun?
Now,
No.
now, Zach, I know you're going to be a Jeff. Are you guys going to be there
Yeah, we'll be there.
at AC?
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Richard and I
And it's on.
will be there for all 3 sessions.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad it's actually on. You know, it was very disappointing when it had to be canceled last year. So glad that things have opened up somewhat and that we're going to be there. So we'll look forward to you guys coming over and sitting with Richard and I in person, face to face, and talking then too. So
Yeah, I can't wait.
now, Jeff, you have another beer that I like called Tunkish.
Yeah, that's one of the originals.
Yeah, where does that name come from?
Our dog was really overweight, and it just
Like,
came.
already?
It just kind of like came about. I don't even know. My wife got mad when I called the dog fat, so I had to call it something else.
Well, I know
That's awesome.
some people
Because it's like the beer has chocolate in it, and it has chai tea just to
Okay.
go along with that chocolate.
Now that's a darker beer. That's one of your favorite beers to make, isn't it, Jeff?
I lost you. You froze.
I said is I froze really?
Yeah.
Isn't that one of your favorite beers to make? Those dark beers?
Oh man, on the new system they will be.
Okay, yeah. What is your what beer are you most looking forward to making on that new system?
Just the sours.
Hmm.
Just try do different styles of sours, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to that. They're easy too, I can tell you. So brew days are always pretty easy for grain out and stuff like that.
No.
Oh yeah.
Now this is also going to free you up a little bit more too, because you won't have to do double and triple batch days. You'll actually, be able to have more beer in your regular distribution and supply, right?
Yeah, well, we'll double because we have some 20 barrel fermenters. But it's much more efficient. So double batching shouldn't be too long.
Hmm.
And we got another brewer hired full time too. So
Oh, you did.
Um,
Oh, excellent.
yeah.
That's great. That's
So
great. So he'll be with you to do your first batch next week.
hopefully.
That's good.
Hopefully.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Couple other questions I got for you guys. On the as far as beers are concerned, summertime's coming up, and this is a question that I'm asking a lot of brewers now. Now, favorite beer, Zach, for summertime. What beer actually says summertime to you?
I love like a bright session ABV IPA, like something like Citra. I've like fallen in love recently with like Dr. Rudy, man. Like we use it in a couple beers. It's just such a cool hop. Between like a nice low ABV bright IPA and a sour, I'm good to go.
Hey, Jeff, how about you?
Corona with lime.
There we go. Hey, refreshing is refreshing.
Macro beers, yeah.
I think we froze a little
Some
bit on a couple of
Natty
screens
Light.
now. Natty Light, there you go. How about Keystone?
Oh yeah. Give me any one of those in the summer all day.
Hey, Richard, what about you? Are you still there? Or did we lose you? I think we lost Richard briefly there.
I think he's gonna want to drink his Reefer Madness beer in the
I think
summer.
that's probably what he's gonna be drinking. Honestly, this may be one of the ones that I'll be looking for coming down there. Zach, one thing I wanted to mention, I saw on Instagram you posted you had some kind of lemon cream ale.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's like, speaking of summer beers, right? We don't really have any desire to brew like shandies or seltzers and all these other things that, a lot of people expect to find at breweries in Calumet County, especially. But we did it once before with like a strawberry cream ale, and then we tried it again with this like lemon meringue cream ale. And it's just it's a really light, bright, like a crystal clear base. We add a little lactose to it just to give it a soft texture. Meyer lemon, graham crackers, vanilla. it's cool because it's crispy, but it also tastes like vanilla icing and lemons. It's unique. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
It's tight. It came out cool. Yeah.
I saw the I just saw the picture of it and I said, that's something I want right now. It looked so nice, had such a nice head on it and everything. It really looked delicious. I don't know if we got Richard back yet. We're missing Richard on our screen, so we're a little skewed on our screen. It looks like Batman right now. Until we get Richard back and we even out the screens here. Now, Zach, I know I've asked Jeff this, and I know what his answer would be, but as far as you're concerned, Desert Island that you're on, okay, what album or what artist's album or songs would you want with you?
Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti.
Oh man!
Oh yeah,
awesome.
It's my favorite album of all time.
Love it.
Fantastic choice.
Going classic. Sounds good. I love Trampled Underfoot. Those have the most awesome drums ever. Trampled Underfoot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how about beer? What beer would you want with you?
Oh snap! I should have an answer to this question by now. I'm gonna have to go Sierra Pale Ale, man. Like,
that's nice.
It's when I think about how I got into it and all. It's always my go-to.
That's classic down the line there. Led Zeppelin and Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Old soul, I guess.
There you go. There you go. Jeff, how about you? What music you've had on a desert island? Did I ask you this question before?
I don't know.
I don't know if
I'm on an island, you said?
You're on an island. You're on an island, and you have power, but it's only for one particular music artist.
Probably Bob Marley.
Bob Marley? Okay, that's good.
That's fantastic.
Well, look at that. These young guys going classic here, Richard. I love that.
It's amazing.
Classic rock. And how about now beers? Would it be you'd stick with the Corona on the island?
You asked me that. I forget what I said back then. Yeah, give me any like cheap shitty beer. Or I'll go. I'll go with Red Stripe.
I was gonna wonder.
If I'm on the island and I Bob Marley, I might as well have the Red Stripe.
Actually, we're going on vacation down for the first time in a couple of years down in the Caribbean, and you know what I'm looking forward to? An ice cold Presidente.
Yeah.
On the beach. I'm looking forward to an ice cold Prince. I probably wouldn't ever drink that up here. But I don't know, for some reason when on a beach your tastes change. Presidente, Caribe is also down there. Nice, crisp and refreshing. Hey Richard, you wanna answer the desert island? You change your album every time.
Every time.
Yeah, every time you change it. So
that doesn't count.
Yeah, that means he's thinking he would never really be on a desert island.
Yeah.
Or my top 10 is really not like a 1 through 10. It's just, if you're in that top 10 desert island albums for me, I don't know how to choose between them. Mm-hmm. Like I couldn't literally choose between John Coltrane's "A Love Supreme" and the Allman Brothers Live at the Fillmore East if I had to pick one. I mean, they're two albums I love. They're somewhat different artists. I don't know if I could go like, so I just pick it different every time.
Okay.
There's no real way to differentiate between that. Would be the hardest thing for me. If I always said like, if I only had 10 albums on a desert island, I'd still just drown. I need 25 to want to stay alive.
Now, Richard, you had mentioned Atlantic City Beer Fest.
Yeah.
Before. That's only a couple of weeks away now. A couple of weeks away. Now, Jeff and Zach, you both said you're going to be there. Do you know what beer you're bringing yet?
You just took my question.
We do. I'm not. Are we even allowed to like disclose those things? Like, is John Henderson going to hunt me down tonight if I tell you what beers we're bringing? I have no idea. We're bringing a lager and a stout.
Lager and a stout. Very nice.
Yeah,
I like that
call. It's gonna be 85 degrees outside, but it's always stout season, man.
Now,
yes, it's always stout season.
Jeff, you're going to bring all seltzers.
If we don't brew next week, we might be bringing water.
This is the beautiful water from Seaside.
Well, that'll be helpful. That'll be helpful. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't know what the weather is like 2 weeks out. Richard, have you seen any long range forecasts?
Nope.
No.
Nobody I would trust.
Okay. Richard, what's the chance there'll be UFO sightings that evening?
Huge. Bader Field is a massive place for UFO sightings, as far as I know. So I'm highly expecting some UFO sightings from there.
Now, this is the first time that this has been outside.
Yeah.
So, I'm hoping for good weather. I don't know what the setup is going to be, but I'm sure John Henderson's doing it's going to be set up to the nines. It's going to be terrific.
I've done an outside seafood fest, and that was a good time.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sure he could put on the beer fest the same way. He did
Yeah.
a really good job of that.
I am sure.
He always kills over there.
Yeah. So, Zach, Jeff, any questions you guys have for each other? Questions about your breweries, what you've done, or what you might want to do in the future?
Yeah, we got to figure out a date to do that collab that we've been talking about for over a year.
Since early 2019.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I was, when you were talking, I saw some pictures that you had posted earlier in the day or yesterday, and I was just curious, like, how much of your stuff did you get to reuse from your original location to your second location, or did you just have to offload it all and like go with all new stuff?
You mean like the core? Or like
No, like I mean, like cold storage and like were you? I don't know if you were able to reuse your cold box. I mean, you probably
my cold box is sitting in pieces in my backyard now.
Yeah.
We sold the brewing fermenters. We're keeping the kettle to use as a CIP tank, but yeah, I mean it was a pretty easy transition though. We might keep we still have the mash tun. I gotta sell it or figure something out to use it. I know I'm going to like regret one day getting rid of all of it, so I don't know. I might just keep it.
I mean, it is a big jump, so it makes sense that it's kind of just like blank slating it.
Yeah, I'm like Pro Brewer. I see like these little like one barrel like Ruby Streets pop up. I'm like, man, I know I'm going to want to do that again.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, it all cycles back, right? Yeah, when it's fun again, you'll be back doing it.
Yeah,
right. I miss my little sis. That's cute.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
Do you keep any of that older stuff? I mean, you say you're under getting rid of it, but I mean, does any of that make the move, or when you buy new stuff?
No, like just the kettle's turning into a cleaning tank now, so
right.
That's the only thing we're keeping.
Wow. Yeah, it was Richard. Like for us too, it's like when we got rid of all the 2-barrel stuff and the 1-barrel. Like again, it was Pro Brewer, and I couldn't get rid of it fast enough at the time. Yeah. But now it's like I don't even remember what it looks like.
Dude, I remember the first day like the fermenters came to the brewery and we unboxed them. It was like Christmas morning as like an adult.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Everything taken off, all the foam wrap off of everything. Yeah. It takes forever.
Yeah. So yeah, they're in a new home in Michigan somewhere. So
sweet, very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. Okay, we are gonna start wrapping up here. So first off, Zach, who again is not Vic from Vic's Basement Brewcast. I know they're not seeing that on Zoom, but it'll say on there. But Zach, tell us address, where Gusto is, and where people can find you.
Yeah, if you're coming from north of Ocean City, exit 0 off the Parkway. Just go to, you almost can't go anymore. 3860 Bay Shore Road, North Cape May, 08204. At Gusto Brewco, gustobrewco.com. You can see it all there.
Okay, and Jeff, if you could go over again your location, etc.
Yeah, so we're at 1520 Boulevard in Seaside Heights, a block away from the boardwalk. Our Instagram's at Heavy Real Brewing Co. Same with Facebook. Our website is heavyrealbrewingco.com. And if Yelp says we're open 7 days a week, we're not. Just check Instagram or Facebook.
You can't always check Yelp, but so
and don't yell at me if you follow Yelp's advice.
Okay, so and when you anticipate your opening, early June sometime?
Yeah, the first weekend of June.
First weekend in June.
But
Awesome.
we'll Memorial Day weekend we'll do our first can sale.
Excellent. Excellent. That sounds great. All right. For Vic's Basement Brewcast, South Jersey Beer Scene. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Eastern Homebrew and Art Gallery Tattoo, who also will have a new location just a short distance away from where they are now on Lacey Road. So that is our sponsors. Again, this is Vic's Basement Brewcast brought to you by South Jersey Beer Scene. Check out our YouTube channel and Instagram as well as our Facebook page. Look for some exciting new programs coming up. So, with that, I will say so long to everyone. Have a good night. Jeff and Zach, thank you guys for coming on
Yes.
and hope to see you all at AC Beer Fest. Take care now.